Welcome everybody to Earn a Nice Soul podcast. Um, this is gonna be a solo one. I don't know if Earn gonna throw something in on the end of this episode or something like that about how he feel about this movie. But I finally watched the movie Straw that everybody was talking about. And well, first of all, let me say, please like, rate, review, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for the plays and the views. Like I said, I finally watched this movie Straw, and this is a movie review, but it's not going to be like how we usually would do a movie review. I'm not going to really stretch that out. It stars Taraji P. Henson. She's the main character. Her name is Janiah. So we just gonna go through I'm just gonna go through the movie real quick and then talk about really what I want to talk about in regards to the movie. Janiah is a single mother. I think her daughter's name was Ari in the movie. So the movie starts out with her walking down it's like a hallway of a hospital. Then it goes to her and her daughter waking up sleeping in the bed, waking up in the morning. So they do what people usually do. People that gotta get up, go to work, go to school. No, get a kid ready for school. So they do that. They leave out. Oh, when she's getting ready for her daughter ready for school, he's talking about how she needs money. I think she needs money for lunch or something like that. She needs money for lunch, and so she says okay. So no, they leave out, and Janiah has a back and forth with the landlord of the apartment that they live in. They live in an apartment building. And the landlord talking about how she wants her rent and all that. Janiah says, okay, I'll bring you the rent today after I get paid today, so I'll bring you the rent. I'll come and I'll bring you the rent. So she goes, drops her daughter off at school. And this is what threw me off. This is, of course, the beginning of the movie before I figure out what was going on at the end of the movie. Because when she dropped her daughter off, I'm assuming it was the principal. The principal was looking at her crazy. And I didn't get that part. So that part kind of threw me off. I was like, why she look at her like that? Then you don't find out to the end why she looked at her like that. But she drops her daughter off at school. She goes to work. She goes to work. She works in like a supermarket. Of course, supermarket, the line is long. She worked for a boss that's all that how yell screams and howls at her all day. And in the midst of her being at work, the school calls and says, you need the money, do you have the money so your kid can eat lunch or whatever, So she convinces, she goes back and forth with her boss. When her boss agrees to let her now the boss was, he was an asshole. He was, he was extra. You know what I mean? But he agrees to let her go. I think she said like a half an hour or something like that. Be back. You gotta go be back in within like a half an hour. So checks it for, can I add a check? He says no. But he lets her go. Her co-worker, who was also her friend, gives her the money that she can go take and pay for her daughter's lunch. So Janiah gets to the school, and this is when I knew something was off. Really knew something was off. She gets to the school, and it's two people got her daughter by the arms, carrying her away. And a lady from social service, the principal was there, and the lady from social services is there, saying that, listen, we got to do a home check, this, that, and the third, stuff they come up with, social services or whatever, child services. But the way they was carrying her away like she was a prisoner. I was like, that's extra. Where they doing that at? Where they need like they're like super over dramatic. Yeah, that part was over the top. Like you need two people to grab her by the arm like that's a grown man, like that's a prisoner or something like that. So that right there kind of threw me off. And Janiah starts screaming and hollering, I take care of her, you can't you're taking when you're trying to take my baby and this, that, and the third. And she yelling and she goes crazy. Know what I mean? So, she finally leaves. She leaves the school and she's headed back. She's headed back to work. While she's driving, she gets caught in traffic. So when she tries to get out of traffic, she cuts somebody off, which so happens to be a cop. Which you find out is a cop. But the cop is like, he on some extra, like one of them super cops, and I got a badge, so I rule the world type of attitude and all this and that. So he starts following behind her and all of that. Her car breaks down. Like everything in the world, like bad happened to this woman in like one day. Up to this point, I'm thinking like, damn, how much bad luck could somebody have in one day? Her car breaks down. Another officer comes up, a female officer comes up, asks her for a license, registration. She tells you she doesn't have it, or it's expired. She's going to take care of it because she gets paid today. I guess the off-duty officer that she cut off by accident rolls up, starts yelling and screaming at her. The female officer's like, listen, I gotta write you a ticket. Janiah, like, she about to pull off and get away. The female officer like, no, don't pull off. Just go and take your ticket. She, at this point, she's starting to lose her mind. I can't get no ticket right now. I can't do this, that, and third. Okay. Female officer lets her go. She gets the ticket, she lets her go. She goes back to work. So Janiah gets back to work. And when she tries to get back to working, her boss comes up and says, no. Let me see you in the back. When they go to the back, he starts yelling at her, I told you, B, you're going to be going for like a half hour. You've been going for a couple hours. You know what? You fired. She started crying, she need a job and all this and that. He like, listen, man, I don't care. You fired. So she like, all right, well, I'm fired. Can I at least, I need my check. Can I have my check? No, I'm putting all the checks in the mail. That stuff people be saying when people, stop working for somebody. They don't ever want to give you money right then and there. The check's in the mail. Hit her with the checks in the mail thing. She goes, so she gets fired, so she goes back home. When she goes back home, she finds all her belongings out on that sidewalk. And the landlord was like, listen, I put your stuff out. I told you you told me you was going to have the money there. You didn't have the money. I knew you wasn't going to have the money. I put your stuff out. So she out there screaming, crying. Which if y'all keep playing with these landlords going to start putting y'all asses out. Y'all better stop playing with these landlords. Not to say she was playing in the movie, but some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all better stop playing. Y'all got the money to pay them people. Don't think they going to take the pity on you or whatever, you know what I mean? Because that was crazy. I done seen that in real life. I done seen people get they put on the curb in real life. Like I said, I spent a couple years living in an apartment building. I done seen people shit on the sidewalk like that. I done seen people stuff on the sidewalk. For real. And people really out there crying. So what is she takes a backpack and put her daughter had like a science experiment. So she takes the science experiment, puts it in a bag, takes it with her because her stuff like out in front of the apartment building. Like I said, they evicted her. They threw all her stuff outside. So she goes back to the supermarket. She go back to her job. She goes back to her job and asks her, her former boss whatever for the check. He starts, he gets to cussing at her, what's wrong with your head? I told you check gonna be in the mail, get out of here. She, she getting irritated, like, no, I need my check. In the midst of them going back and forth and arguing, two people come in there, two robbers come in there. They came in there to rob the place. So of course, the manager is like, you ain't even supposed to be back here in office. You ain't supposed to be back here. The guy pulled a gun out. Listen, give me all the money. No, he say something like he say something to Janiah first, but he sees Janiah's name tag. That's how he knew her name. But he pretends like he's cool with her, but Janiah don't know him. So he pulls a gun out. Give me all the money. In the midst of him taking the money, the robber goes for Janiah's backpack that she had. And she gets to fighting them back, tussling. She somehow gets the gun. I can't remember if she picked the gun up or something like that, or he ends up dropping the gun when they tussling or whatever. Ends up getting the gun from him and shooting him. She shoots the robber. The other robber runs out. The manager says, oh, you must have set this up because how he know your name? But she got the name tag. Like, she read my name tag. Oh, no, you set this up. I'm calling the police. He gets on the phone, calls the police. Tells 911 operator, one of my former employees set me up to rob me, told her a name and everything. This is when it was like the switch clicked off in her. Cause she just looks at him and just shot him. I'm talking about like shot him on some like straight through the heart type joint. Like shot the manager too. After she still got the gun in her hand after she shot the robber. But she shot the robber off, I guess, self-preservation like a reflex. No, she shot them. She just looked right there and just, I guess that was it. That's why the movie's called Straw. That was the last straw. Because she just looked at her manager and just shot him too. Just shot him. So, and she looks on the table, gets the check. She gets her check. She doesn't take all the money. She just gets her check. She runs across the parking lot to the bank. She runs across the parking lot to the bank. The bank is about to close. The bank is basically closing. Sometimes you get to the bank right where they already closed the door. When they lock the door, you know what I mean? Because right before they close, some more people come in. The people that's already in there is in there. You're gonna let them out. Then when the last person's out, that's when you close. You don't let nobody else in. You know what I mean? People know what I'm talking about. Sometimes they let you in when you go to get to the door. Sometimes they don't. The security guard wasn't gonna let them in. The bank manager said, no, let her in. She gets in. The bank manager don't know that. Janiah still, but the thing is, Janiah she doesn't take her car. She takes, I think she took the robbers. Did she take the robbers' car or something like that and drove it across the parking lot? And then she still has the gun. So she didn't drop the gun after she took the paycheck. She didn't drop the gun. So she still like has the gun on her. Which I'm like, makes zero sense, but I guess it's a movie. Because at that point, I guess that's what just pushed you over the edge. You know what I mean? Just like the song say, you know what I mean? Don't push me, because I'm close to the edge. Because you shot the robber, which I get. That was a knee jerk reaction in the moment, but you just cold blooded killed the manager, but you still got the gun. So I'm like, okay. Um, so she gets lets in that the bank manager tells the security guard to let her back to let her in, even though they technically closed, let her in. So she ain't able to let the last of the people that's in there that get served before the bank closed. And she says, I just need this I really need to cash my check. And damn, did they I think I skipped over the part where she went to the bank earlier in that day, even because her boss didn't give her check, but she had a couple dollars left in the bank, and they told her she couldn't take it out. They was gonna close the account. They couldn't do that, and she left out. So she was at that bank earlier, but she comes back by the time she has the gun. So she waits in the so when she gets to the bank teller, she passes her the check. The check got blood on it because from when she just popped the two people in the supermarket, she had blood on her. Passes the check to the bank teller, and the bank teller's like, do you have an ID? You need an ID. She was like, no, the ID, I don't have the ID, but you know me or whatever. And, the bank teller, it's some people. I understand that's company policy, but it is some people like that'll be like, they could literally know you and talk to you every time that you come in somewhere. But if you ain't got no ID, they're not gonna do it. It's some people like that just are like that. You know what I mean? That was a little irritating, which I could see what Janiah is like. Listen, I talked to you all day. You know me. You know what I mean? I need it. So bank teller giving her a hard way to go. So Janiah, at this point, she over the edge at this point. So she just pulled a gun, got the gun out. Listen, I just want my check cash. So of course everybody is, oh my gosh, she got a gun. So the bank manager and the bank tellers know that she got a gun. The people online don't. They like, yo, what's going on? You know what I mean? What's going on, this and that. They like, listen, we being robbed. So no, what happened was, yeah, she pulled a gun out. They triggered the silent alarm to let the bank manager know. The bank manager was in the office to let the bank manager know that, yo, we being robbed. She come out, she looking around, but it's Janiah at the front. She could just see Janiah got a gun. So the rest of the people that's in there waiting in line in the bank, like, what's going on? What's taking so long to move? Bank manager tell them, we getting robbed right now. She got a gun. So the bank manager goes and calls the cops because she get the alarm from the bank teller that the alert that they getting robbed. So it was like, but the 911 people already knew who it was. She's like, well, how you know who that? Yeah, we on the way because the bank manager. Because the manager of the supermarket already said her name. Said, yo, this was a setup. She robbed me. The police is across the parking lot at the supermarket. You know what I mean? Looking at the crime scene over there after she done popped the two people. And I think is it? Let me see who was in it. I should know this off the top though, but I don't. Yeah, Tiana Taylor. She plays an officer, and she plays a police officer. Her and her partner are there, trying to figure out what happened. Look at the surveillance footage or whatever, and they also, of course, it's the whole. I ain't gonna say good cop, bad cop, but Tiana Taylor is thinking about it like, it looks like she just came back here to get her check, and the whole sympathy after, did you see the video of her just staring at that man and just popping him? But anyway, like he ain't got no family. Yeah, he was an asshole, but he had a family too, right? That don't matter. She was having a bad day, and that's why he had to go. So they get the police officers, Tiana and her partner, they end up going to her home, her residence, apartment building. Her stuff is outside. And get to talking to the people, to the landlord. Of course, the landlord going back and forth, Nancy. Oh, she ain't pay her rent, so I put her out. But Sinbad was in the movie too. Sinbad was a disabled, played a disabled guy in a wheelchair. And he telling her, Janiah's a good person. You saying that you're looking for her, I guess for the robbery or murder or whatever. No, she's a good person. My thing is this: when they put her stuff outside, nigga, you was just sitting in your wheelchair where you live at. Did you walk up to her and say, "You come stay with me"? Because who you stayed with? Because you was out there in front with your hand out, and she barely had anything. She gave you something. But then when she was out there screaming and crying, because all her goddamn belongings was out there on that goddamn curb. When they threw all her stuff out, your ass was sitting right there, ain't utter a word. But anyway, what else happened after that? I guess they get the call that, she's robbing the bank. And the bank manager also, the bank manager mistook the science fair project, her daughter's science fair project, she mistook it as a bomb. So they think she got a bomb in the backpack because it's a see-through backpack. Just so happened to be a see-through backpack. You know what I mean? So, Janiah's just like, no, I just wanted my check. The bank teller's trying to give her a whole bunch of money. Janiah's like, oh, I don't need all this. What are you doing? I just want to cash my check. All I want is to cash my check. That's all I want. Waving a goddamn gun around though. But I just want to cash my check. That's it. So, the cops pull up in front of the bank. They getting their little plan together. SWAT team pull up. It's the whole, man, we got to go in and just get this done and over with. But, you got the police detective, like I said, Tiana Teller plays the police detective. She's like, let me talk to her. Something doesn't add up. Everybody's saying she wouldn't do this. I believe that she wouldn't do this. This is not what it looks like. She the person that believes that she's actually a good person, and she just not like just doing this she's not some bad person who's just doing this out of nowhere. So they get to talking to her on the phone. Janiah explains what happened. And that wasn't my fault. And, my boss thought that I tried to set him up to get robbed, but I didn't. The reason why the robber knew my name because of my name tag. And, I'm going through it right now. And, and then I'm not trying to rob this bank. I just wanted to come get my check cashed. And okay. So now there's people in there. So other people in there. Everybody's in there just sitting around. More and more cops come. But then one of the bank tellers starts recording, turns her phone on so she can stream it. I don't know where she's streaming it on, where she just started live streaming it. So now the news, everybody, is like broadcasting out there. So everybody's just watching it on their phone. Everybody in the city everybody in the city is watching it on their phone. About listening to her about whatever Janiah's going through in life and all this and that. So I'm like, she get to talking to the people that's still in there held captive or whatever, that she holding hostage, acting like she not holding them hostage, but really she holding them hostage. And she get to talking to the branch, to the bank manager or whatever, And they starting to come close, like, yeah, you come in here all the time, and you're always nice to me every time I come in here. And they getting to know, trying to show that her crazy ass is actually a nice person. So then, they back and forth talking on the phone. She explaining what happened with the cop. Tiana Teller goes to the cop, and this is the crazy part. Goes to the cop, punches the cop, the white guy, the cop that Janiah cut off early in the day, cut off when he's driving in traffic. Hits him and says, "This is all your fault." That's all his fault. This is all your fault. You caused this chain of events. I don't know how he did all that. Tell me how he did all that. How all that is his fault. Not to say he wasn't an asshole. He was an asshole too. But all that is his fault. So now they boss, head of police or whatever was like, man, you got to come with me. I'm like, what? All right, he an asshole. But that's his fault. She running around in the bank with a damn gun. It won't let them people go. So, she get to talking to so Janiah get to talking to the bank manager. They getting closer or whatever. Talking. And the whole, I'm not a bad person, I'm just going through it. And she say something like, he make sure my baby, get this lunch money because they gonna take me to jail. I'm not gonna be able to do it. So, she realizing they not gonna let her go. She done popped somebody across the she done popped the boss across the parking lot. She done shot him in the supermarket. They still trying to talk to her on the phone. That's when the next thing you know, it gets super crazy. Because they think she has a bomb. So police brought SWAT in, but then within the same day, the FBI pull up. Over the top. FBI pulls up, you know what I mean? FBI, you know what I mean? Super white boy roll up. No, this is our thing now. You know what I mean? We got it from here. We got it from here. You know what I mean? We gonna do whatever I'm saying from now on, and this is how I'm gonna handle it. You know what I mean? We gonna get this done and over with. So, the regular police that feel like I keep saying Tiana, but her character is the ones that feel like they can deal with this peacefully and try to get this, done and over with without anybody getting hurt. So, the FBI agent wants to talk to Janiah. She don't want to talk to Janiah. Don't want to talk to him. They want to talk to she want to talk to Tiana Taylor. Meanwhile, like it's like a crowd of people outside that done seen like the live stream and all that, and they came down to support her, support Janiah. Because I guess when they got live streamed and she was talking about what she went through, people came down there to support her. So now you got police, you got SWAT, you got FBI, and you got regular civilians out there cheering for her, talking about, she just got it rough right now. We here for you. Whatever. Let's wrap this review up. So I can get to what I want to talk about. She lets the people go. And the bank manager says, no, I'm going to walk out with her. I'm going to walk out with you. I'm not going to walk out with everybody else. I'm going to walk out with you. Then make sure, I guess they don't, gun her down or whatever, shoot her or whatever. In the midst she talking, they find her mother and get to her mother, Janiah's mother. So Janiah's talking to her mother on the phone. And you know, she explaining everything, and, you know, how she just wanted to, you know, come cash the check, and, you know, get the lunch money for a daughter. And you know, her mother says, Janiah, what are you talking about? You know, Ari passed away yesterday. And it shows, then that's when everything started making sense. It goes back to the beginning, what they showed you in the movie, of her being like in a hospital and walking with like, it looked like, I mean, I didn't know what it was. And it's like she might have been holding a baby, like she's holding a child, like in a blanket. And it showed that this whole time, this whole day, she thought that she was talking to like her child. She thought she was sleeping in the bed with her, she's sleeping in the bed with her daughter, getting her daughter ready for school, took her to school. They took the baby, the social service, child services took her daughter away. All that wasn't real. She had a psychotic break when her daughter passed away the day before. So this whole day was like her child being alive and doing all this stuff was in her head. It showed her literally waking up and talking to herself, thinking she talking to her baby. But her baby passed away already. Baby passed away the day before. It shows her washing nobody up, talking to somebody like she talking to her daughter like her daughter's in the tub and there's nobody in the bathtub. Taking her daughter outside in front of everybody, talking like she's talking to her daughter and she's talking to herself. She out there by herself. Getting up, this is the crazy part. This is why the principal was looking at her crazy when she pulled up to the school. She thought she was, in her mind, she was dropping her daughter off at school. She was dropping nobody off. That's why the principal was looking at her like that. Like, you just pulled up by yourself, got out, opened the back door up, let your daughter up, waved bye to her, and she's not even here. So, it shows that all that day that she was just like, she just had a psychotic break, and she was just like hallucinating half that stuff that was happening to her. The part where the school called about the lunch, it wasn't the school. I think it was like bill collectors or something like that. She was, and that showed that she basically went through like she just had a psychotic break. And you know, it shows, you know, the bank manager and, you know, Janiah walking out of the bank, and of course, they put her in the car, put the handcuffs on or whatever, and, you know, drove away, and the movie went off. That was the end of the movie. All right. This is why the sign says, why so serious? Because everybody's talking about this movie. And I see what Tyler Perry, to me, got it from. It was basically just the Joker movie. They basically like the character of the Joker. That's kind of like what the whole that's what happened in the Joker's life to make the Joker. And that's what he always, and that's why, for some of y'all that don't know about comic books, you know the Joker. I mean, a lot of people know the Joker, even if you don't read comic books, just from seeing movies and stuff like that. That's Batman's arch nemesis, is the Joker. But the Joker became like that because he's a regular everyday person living everyday regular life who wanted to be a comedian. He had a family, you know, he had a wife. His wife was his wife was pregnant. He gets approached to do some like criminal activity, saying that, you know, he's going to be able to make some money doing this because he's trying to be a comedian. He's not making any money or whatever. And everything goes wrong. Everything goes wrong in the same day. You know what I mean? I guess the heist or whatever they was trying to do, that gets messed up. He loses his wife, and his wife I think was pregnant at the time. So they both die. So everything bad happened to him in one day, and that's what caused him his psychotic break. And that's what turned him into the Joker. That everything happening to him in one day going wrong is what told him the Joker. And that's why he always tells Batman, you know, you only one bad day away from being like me. This basically what this movie was modeled after. It was modeled after you just took the Joker's, what happened to the Joker, and turned it into, and just said that the Joker made it about a black woman. A black woman's life that it got so bad in one day. Stuff just piled up in one day, and it's the day that he snapped. You know what I'm saying? She snapped the same way as the Joker. And then you also threw that part in there from the Joker movie that came out a few years ago, whereas half the stuff that he was going through, you seen at the end that it was in his head. You know what I mean? Because he's starting out like that psychotic break. So half the stuff that he's going through was not even real. To me, that's basically you just took the character of the Joker and the stuff that happened to him that made the Joker him when he was just a regular person, and it turned him and it messed his head up when everything went wrong all at the same time. It messed him up, and you just turned it into about a black woman. That's basically what it is to me. You know what I mean? It's basically you just made a female version like the Joker. Her life is played out the same way like the Joker's life. Like you just already having it rough, and then so much stuff get piled on you to the point that you just lose your mind. So to me, that's what it was. Everybody's, you know, and then like I get it. And the reason why these movies like that, I see like the business model that people they starting to do now. It's kind of like the same thing when we talk about why do be making like those top rapper lists and top lists and all that, and they'll purposely make it to where it don't make no sense to most people so you can talk about it. That's kind of like what this movie was. You have to make the movie kind of like a sense of like ridiculousness or outrageousness or something like that, to whereas people get to talking about it. Like people talk about movies as either really good or really bad. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like when they make them top rapper lists, they do something on purpose to throw you off and get attention and talk about. That's what I feel like they did with this movie. They kind of like made this movie so over the top that now once people start talking about it and how it don't make no sense to people and how bad the movie is or whatever, now it becomes you create the whole what's called fear of missing out. So now everybody's running to see the movie. Cause like I said, if the movie made sense, I probably wouldn't be talking about the movie right now. But everybody kept talking about the movie, and then I'm like, yeah, they gonna want us to do a movie review on this. So when people started saying, you know, we're gonna do the movie review on it, I'm like, all right, I'll watch the movie. But then when I watched the movie, I was like, yeah, that basically was, they took the comic book character, the Joker, and just made it a black woman. Because my thing is this, we get it. A lot of people go through things in life, because a lot of women online were saying, you know, I'm Janiah, you know, I go through it. We're not saying that y'all don't. Everybody go through stuff. We're not saying that y'all don't. But that many things happen. I'm not saying it can't. That many things can't happen because it's life. It's things that happen that you don't even. Things happen when you least expect in life. It really do. It's stuff that so many coincidences and stuff like that can line up to whereas if you told a person, it's like it's things that I done seen in life that you wouldn't even believe. You would think I was lying because it's just a bunch of coincidences just lining up one after the other. But you would think it was like I'm telling you something from a movie, but it's something from real life. So in life, things like this could happen. You could just have the worst day of your life, just like people say. You blessed. You woke up this morning, and hopefully you have a good day and all that. That's real because every day, even though that particular day may have been a normal day for you, it's somebody out here in the world that today probably might have been the worst day of their life. But you don't think like that because the day was all right for you. It was a normal everyday day for you. Just like it's times where you go through something bad in life, and for other people, it's just a normal day. Just like unfortunately in life, people, we all know people pass away. So somebody that you care about could pass away. So that's a bad day for you. But you look around, everybody else is still going about their everyday routine. You know what I mean? Life slow down and stop for that minute for second for you. Because you sitting there thinking about that person that's not here no more. And you sad about it or whatever. You crying about it. But think about all the days that you going on about your day. Everything's fine for you. Somebody else going through that. So, this was, yeah. That's what I peeped. It was like, all right, we gonna model this after the Joker, because that's to me that's what it is. To me, that's what it is. It's the story. It's the story of the Joker just put into a Tyler Perry movie about a black woman. And like I said, I get why you make movies like this, because you get the people talking about it, because it worked. So people mad about it, but it worked because everybody's talking about the movie and everybody's running to go see the movie. So the mission is accomplished. Now, I'm not a black woman, so I know a lot of black women were sympathizing with her, because I guess that's sometimes how they feel, where things just keep piling up on them and piling up on them and piling up on them. I completely understand that. But it's like, well, because this is the one thing I didn't like about the movie. But like I said, everything's on purpose. Now, I mean, Todd Perry's not a dummy. He understands what he's doing. You make you feel like, okay, she just going through a lot right now, and then that pushes people over at, all right, at the same time, she shot a manager. So, I mean, you can't do that. you can't do that and just be like, well, because she going through it right now. Well, his family, don't think his family gonna go through it. He's dead. You don't think his family going through it? But I understand that, because he was an asshole in the way he treated her. But these movies like this, y'all complaining about them, but y'all gonna keep watching them and supporting them. And then like, yo, he just cashing in on our trauma. Who's cashing on the trauma? If y'all don't watch them, if y'all don't watch them, then you can't cash in on your trauma. I think it's people saying cash in on the trauma, but here's the thing about us. It's like, it's the whole, everybody wants to see an act stops and looks at an accident. All right, once people start saying, yo, this this project or this show is not really good, or it doesn't really show us in a good light or something like that. We just showing the trauma, not pushing the trauma, but instead of like people just not watching it, whatever we feel like is bad, or once people start talking, instead of people not watching, more people go watch it. So that's the thing. I mean, everybody's complaining about it, but then more and more people watch it to the point that, and then you gonna do a movie review on it? Well, okay, if everybody complaining about it, why would y'all want me to do a movie review on it? That movie that y'all, I mean, like I say, I value the fact that people want to know what I think about it, think about things and how I feel about things. But if y'all upset about it and saying that, it's just cashing in on, black trauma and all this and that, he could have probably did a better movie, but everybody's watching it. Instead of just deading it and just saying, we not with it. Once people say like, no, we not with that. I seen that and that's done. We not gonna sit down. No, people, now it makes other people want to go watch it. Like I say, if it's a really good movie, people want to watch it, or if it's a really bad movie, people want to go watch it. Just like, remember that, what was the name of that? What was the name of that stupid ass movie? But it came like super popular. What was it? Sharknado. Remember that stupid, crazy nonsense? The stuff with him make no sense but it became so popular because the movie was so bad. It became so popular. You know what I mean? It's just something that's so bad, but then it creates a whole fear of missing out thing. So now everybody runs and go sees it. Just like now you got shout out to everybody that has something to do with the movie Sinners, you know what I mean? But ever since the preview of Sinners came out months back, you know what I mean? I think they put their first sneak peek at that maybe like the end of last year or something like that, like months before it came out. So I already had plans to go see that movie. But it's a lot of people that didn't have no interest in seeing that movie until everybody else started talking about it and everybody else seen it. Now it's, I gotta go see Sinners. Or now, it's like now you see people doing movie reviews of a movie that came out a couple months ago because they didn't go see it in the theaters. They didn't have no interest in it. Now it becomes fear of missing out. So now he gonna go see it and do, because people doing movie reviews about the movie now. The movie you ain't go see the movie. You obviously didn't go see the movie in the theater. Now that it's out on streaming services or wherever you can buy it and watch it at home. Now I'm starting to see a whole bunch of people making content, movie reviews about Sinners that obviously didn't have no intention on seeing it. So sometimes things create a fear of missing out. So now everybody wants to go run and go see it. But yeah, this basically was just, to me, it was just a female Joker. You just took the whole, like, the origin story of, like, a couple of the different origin stories or whatever from, like, the Joker and just pieced them together. Like I said, the whole, her like, imagining stuff, know what I mean? Stuff that was going on that day. Imagine her daughter being alive is kind of like, is what happened in, like, the Joker, and what happened in the Joker movie, where he imagined, like, having a whole girlfriend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that part and just everything just piling up until you just, just have a break and you just get pushed off the edge and you just become a killer and everybody looking at you like you crazy. The same way that happens to the Joker. Why the Joker always says, you're only one bad day away from being like me. And everything to me, that's why I'm thinking I'm like, this is basically the story this is basically the story of the Joker. You just got the story of the Joker and just made it about a black woman. She just has the bad day where she gets piled. Everything, so much stuff happens to her all in one day. She just has a psychotic break. So, yeah, man. Yeah, so that's basically what it was, man. But like I say, I mean, if y'all so upset about it, not just I hate to just be like, yo, don't support it, don't support things that a black person does, a black man does, or a black person does. But if y'all feel like y'all getting y'all too much getting seen in like a negative light too much. If y'all feel like that, like I said, I would hate to say, yo, don't support black people, but just tell them, listen, man, come up with some better stories. If y'all said about how you feel like y'all made the look. But this is my thing though. I've been hearing black men say that about Tyler Perry movies for years. Yo, he be making us look wild, crazy, making us look evil. Not to say that some of these things don't happen in life. Things happen in life. But that's my whole thing. How many people were saying that when men was like, yo, do you got like I think the one movie where one of the main characters was what Idris Elba joint when he had when he had the daughters. I think that kind of showed, a man that was trying to, get his daughters back and all that, and show like, a man trying to be a good father and all that. But some of them characters, that was like, damn, that's kind of, it made black men look evil. Not to say that those things don't happen in life, but black men been saying that, like, yo, you be making us look crazy. A lot of these movies, man. Over the top, but they supporting it. So now it's on some, now you got them looking crazy. I'm like, now it's a problem, but we've been saying, not to say you can't tell real life stories, because they real life stories, but like I said, if business wise, I get it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Know what I mean? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep it real. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Y'all gonna complain, but y'all gonna keep supporting it. So what you complaining about if you just gonna keep supporting it? Or just at least voice y'all opinion about, can we get some better stories or something like that? Can we get some more thought into it? But my thing is, if this is what gonna keep getting everybody's attention, and then, because I think it's like the number one, is that like the number one movie on Netflix right now or something like that? If I'm not mistaken. So the mission is accomplished. Because like I said, that creates fear of missing out. Once people start saying, did you see that movie? That movie got black women looking crazy. Sheldon looking crazy. That was a sad movie. All right, now everybody watching it, and then it's like the number one movie though. So the mission is accomplished. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna make this one too long. Gonna wrap this one up. But yeah, that's basically what it was. To me, that basically was took the origin of the Joker and made it about, and just switched it to where it fit the life of a black woman. You took like the elements of the origin story of the Joker and just made a black woman, just made it a movie. Joker, Janiah. Gotcha. But anyway, man, yeah, I'm pretty much done with this one. Like I said, man, I knew people was gonna want to know what I thought about that movie. So I was like, man, all right, man, let me just watch the movie so we can go do the movie review real quick. I'm on it and off it because I really wasn't on it until I was like, yeah, people gonna start asking me about it. So people started asking. So all right, there you go. It was the origin story of the Joker. You just made it, switched it to fit the life of a black woman. So I don't know, maybe people think you clowns. I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm sorry, but like, I peeped that once I watched it. I was like, this is like the origin stories of the Joker. So to me, but anyway, man, thank y'all for the love and support. Please like, rate, review, share, subscribe. Shout out to my co-host Woods. Yeah, man, we appreciate all love and support. And like I said, man, this is we couldn't get together this week. Happy Father's Day to y'all. And I mean, by the time y'all hear this, Father's Day probably be done past a few days. But happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, man. And yeah, I ain't got too much more to say about this, man. They just made the Joker origin story about a black woman. So I don't know if they feel like y'all jokes, y'all clowns, or whatever. So, but anyway, I mean, done with this one. It's a wrap for this one. I mean, this was a solo joint. We couldn't get it together the day record. So, it's a solo one. I don't know. Maybe I might do a solo, another solo one, or if we can get together later on this week or something like that, or if he do a solo one. Anyway, you know what I mean? But anyway, we out of here, man.